scheduled for November, so that everybody really can learn something which they can apply in their daily work, which would ultimately generate business results. And on the other hand, we can also meet, exchange, and share ideas with each other. So today, my name is Rita Choi. We are holding this information session so that we know more about this bootcamp. And earlier we have sent out a flyer on this information session. Basically, it's scheduled for the 14th of September, for 14th of September today. And for this bootcamp itself, basically it will serve a lot of purposes. And the bootcamp is scheduled for the 21st and 23rd of November this year in Bali. So without further ado, I would like to pass the control to the facilitator, who is also a very experienced and professional coach, trainer, and speaker, who drive a lot of business results for the client, Caleb, who is from Singapore. He's going to tell us more about this bootcamp, what we are going to get from it, and also more details about it. Okay, so without further ado, Caleb, I would like to pass the control to you.
Thank you, Rita. Hi, good morning, everyone. It's such a great honor to be able to meet all of you. I serve as a business culture coach, as well as consultant for many organizations. And one of the things I encounter on a day-to-day basis is that I realize that in many companies, there are many, they have great strategies, they have great plans. But a lot of times the strategies and the plan and what they want to do cannot be achieved because there's something that blocks their way. So I want to share with you today on this subject called the key drivers on business results. And this will really help us to understand how do you move the organization forward? How do you achieve better results? And we all know that results are always as a result of good people performance. But how do you get there? Yesterday, I was reading a newspaper article published in the Today Online in Singapore. The news reported that 9 out of 10 companies, the employers are finding difficulties in training their staff to be able to adopt the new technologies. And so this is very alarming, and it's happening in a country that is fast advancing, fast moving, and yet 9 out of 10 employers are experiencing big struggles to get the companies as a whole to adopt and to implement new technologies. So we want to understand today key drivers on business results. I understand that most companies would identify some key pillars, or we call that drivers. Let me explain what drivers are. A key business driver is something that has a major impact on the performance of your business. Yeah. So as I was preparing this, there is this research that I have pulled out. Later on, I'm going to show it to all of you. So there's this university. In fact, it combines with another top-notch university in US, and together they make a study with 1,900 CEOs of companies worldwide. 1,900 CEOs, and they are all fast-moving, fast-growing companies, and so they actually went there to do some research and ask them very key questions. And so one of the questions that they asked them would be, what are the key drivers of your company that will yield business results? And so they give them a whole list of drivers, and here are the some of the key drivers that are identified as very important to drive business results. So before that, let's understand that key drivers are actually enablers. They enable an organization to increase revenue growth. They build customer loyalty. They retain quality employees. And lastly, they improve profitability. So here are the list of the enablers or key drivers that most CEOs have identified to be very critical and important. So one would be finance function, production process, marketing, the CEO himself or herself, operating plan and system, strategic plan, and then number 7 is corporate culture. So these are ranked as the top 7 key drivers that will really affect and impact the business results. So out of the 7, again, 56 MBA students actually get all the CEOs to rank which one out of the 7 key drivers, which one is the key most important driver that will really impact the most. So let's look at which value driver has the greatest impact on business result. So finance function, production process, marketing, CEO, operating plan and system, strategic plan, and corporate culture. So here is the data that was collected. So this data is actually based in the US. Okay, they actually surveyed from the top 20 companies and they asked them this question. So this result is taken from US. Then they actually surveyed across the globe in different parts of the world. And here is what it shows. Firms with culture as a value driver. And as you can see, just a minute, US rank it as quite high, almost like more than almost hitting 50%. Europe above 38% is almost about 42, and then Asia 38, Latin America below 25, and then Africa is touching almost about 38%. So with this, it is very important to us to begin to understand this. Your corporate culture allows you to execute as you would desire to be. Therefore, your corporate culture determines the true potential of your organization. So in my day-to-day work, I experience talking to many CEOs and COOs and those who are key decision makers. They want to move their organizations forward. They want to see that the company becomes more profitable and able to move with the trend and adopt new technologies and things like that. But when they implement this kind of forward-moving strategies, sometimes the culture is the one that pulls them back. Either the people are resisting it, people are not wanting to flow with it, people are not agile as you want them to be, and therefore it causes the strategy to fall flat or not able to move as it should be. So your corporate culture actually allows you to execute as you would desire to be. Of course, every company would want the culture to be high performing, to be able to be innovative, to be fast moving, to be able to be adaptable, and to be able to adapt to change. But how do you make that happen? It is your corporate culture, and corporate culture does not happen over time. You got to be very intentional in building it. So I just want to quickly highlight two organizations, which I think most of you would know. Google and Netflix, they openly declare, you can find in the website, you can find in anywhere that Google and Netflix openly declare that the success of their organization highly contributes to the culture. It is the culture that has helped them to win, to be able to stay fast, to be able to stay ahead of other organizations. So very important thing is your organizational culture is the number one corporate asset to see long-term business results. And this is the thing that many companies may not pay attention to it, although it is ranked as one of the very top uh, corporate asset in those organizations that are fast growing, but yet many do not recognize it as a very important long-term business result and their number one corporate asset. So cultivating a thriving workplace culture is critically important. And here are five benefits. Number one is attracting top talent. Number two is bring out the best in your employees, increase employee retention, increase employee engagement and productivity, and then increase high teamwork and ownership. And these are the top five benefits. And of course, there are many benefits as well if you are able to understand that. And today, some of you who are business partners, HR business partners, you are not just working on the day-to-day the HR operations. You want to move your HR into a higher strategic level, and this is a thing that you need to really want to look at. And of course, the bootcamp is actually addressing this very key issue. So what we are looking at for the differentiation strategies for exceptional performance, culture, people, results, we are looking at three things. Day one, we are really going to help you to do a culture identification. And that's where we will also bring you to a point where we are going to help you to assess your current culture. And then we also will be helping you to design the culture that you really want. And so we will take you through a process. Myself, I will take you through a process because I've been helping many companies, CEOs, the HR directors to do that as they partner together, the HR business partner as well as the key decision maker, especially the CEO, they should come for this boot camp because it is going to be a big game changer for the company. So the second day, we will look into linking the desired outcome, the culture, with people's performance strategies. How do you build that? A lot of times, what we do are so scattered, and the strategies is one component, the people performance policies and strategy is another separate component, and the culture is just running a different track, and everyone is just going in a different track. Everything is going in a different track, and you are not going to see everything converging together. So here is what I'm going to do. I'm going to help you to converge everything into one direction and one alignment such that there is energy in the organization and resulting in clarity and drive, as well as resources flowing into one big stream. And then thirdly is to harness the big rocks to drive the business results. Day three. Day three will be slightly about half a day or more. And then after that, you can take your flight back to your respective country that you come from. So this is what we are going to cover the 3 days.